Building business, good idea. Getting leads, good idea. These people do it better than most. And they're smart as well as just downright good looking. So with that said and done, let's start ladies first. Linda, what's your number one place or way that you get free leads?
Actually, we do a lot. Is that working?
Is that working? Microphone?
Hello?
Hand her yours, would you? Or is one on the stage?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Here you go. You got this one. All right. Most professional show. No, number one place to get free leads. Go ahead.
Networking events. We do a lot of networking events, just various types in mastermind groups. So that's where we go to get our free leads.
Okay.
We network. We actually just did a competition for Marketer of the Month, and over the last 60 days, we attended 35 networking events.
How many people do you close per networking event approximately?
So we did an average. It was over the last 60 days. We had 21 appointments set, 21 appointments, 18 set. So we actually held the appointments, and 11 clients. I'm not a math wizard, so I'm not sure.
Works for me. What do you got, Charles?
Well, because I'm Linda's chauffeur, so
Right.
I just take her and drop her off, and she does all the
What she says, okay.
Same thing, though. Networking for us has just been huge. On the way down, we were talking about it, and I actually thought we were doing a lot of work in beating the bushes and knocking on doors, and we realized that all of the clients we have right now are 100% referrals. I was at a networking event here in San Diego myself, presenting on YouTube, and these two were in the audience, and it was absolutely amazing to see how they had set themselves up. Every time the guy got up, and if you want help, talk to the Musselwhites. It was just absolutely amazing. You guys have mastered the networking event. Fabulous stuff. Mike, where do you get your leads?
We do a lot of speaking, not only myself, but my team. Every opportunity we have to get in front of a group of people, even if it's only 2 or 3, we do speaking, we offer just value, we give ideas. And as a result, most of those people come back to us and say, hey, I want you to do this for me. What would this look like if we were to work together on this? Can you train my people? So a lot of local speaking, which is Chamber of Commerce events, and other stuff that we set up on our own. We basically, now that we've built our list of leads, we'll send out and say, hey, we're going to be presenting on this topic. And we limit it to the number of people in the room, and then we're able to usually get people in that way.
Awesome.
Well, recently what we've been doing is actually going to the Better Business Bureau website and finding all the new businesses that have recently registered with the Better Business Bureau. Typically they're trying to build their reputation and build their image. And it's a great time to contact them and offer our services and let them know we're there to help them do the same thing.
Awesome. Brian?
We've been very fortunate to be in the hub of social media camp in Victoria on Vancouver Island. We had about 800 social media people there from all over the world, and it was I just started doing instant customer all over the place and filled up my inbox with potential. I would like to say that my most lucrative leads have come from walking my dog. And I happen to live in an area where a lot of business owners live, and we all tend to walk our dogs. And I have picked up, I would say, about $50,000 worth of business in the last 3 months from 3 people that I met walking my dog.
Okay, who just wrote down write off dog? As income tax, who's been thinking about that? Did you see the power we have here? Networking events, platform. Networking events, platform, build a list, throw out the other guy's platform, have your own, platform, another event, platform. They are going, some people's, their own, other people's, but there's this platform in common. Building a platform for networking, a really good idea. So, gatekeepers. We'll start with Brian and we'll work our way back. How do you deal with the gatekeepers?
I always ask for the business owner personally. Actually, I always do research first. And,
is there a website where you can research companies?
Oh, yeah. The ones worth approaching have websites.
Right, okay. And where do you search all the websites on the internet? Is there a website you can do? Is it like Google or something like that?
Like Google helps a lot, or just local business. It's not very hard to find. It's kind of like a no-brainer. But we right now do research before we approach. And so I want to know who the owner is, who the sales manager is, all different kinds of people. And I'll walk in and I'll just ask for that person's name, first name. Is Bill here today? And I just thought I'd drop by. I know he's not expecting me. Take a couple of minutes. I just wanted to say hi.
Beautiful.
And I've got people coming out of the back, and they've never met me before.
So a little homework from a free website, Past the Gatekeepers. What do you do, Chris?
Well, there's a couple ways that we do it. Recently we've hired a couple salespeople to help us out. So, and they're a little green. They don't really have any experience with any of the marketing tactics that we use. So when we had them get on the phone and contact the business owner, when the gatekeeper answers, then they will actually ask, I need to speak with the person that handles your Google Places page. And that seems to confuse just enough to get them to either ask a couple extra questions or maybe get somebody else on the phone. The other method would be that when we call them, we also say that we work with local businesses and we have referrals for their business type, and could we possibly get to speak with somebody who would be able to handle another 5 to 10 customers a month from us, or if it's a lawyer, maybe 5 to 10. If it's a another type of business, you might say a different number, but ask to speak to the person that and basically pre-qualify the business on if they're ready to work with you.
Did you guys catch that? Let's write that one down. Who do I talk to about bringing you more business? That'll get you past the gatekeepers. Awesome.
Because we speak, we don't really have to deal with gatekeepers. Every time I speak, I have an instant customer campaign set up for that event and who I'm speaking to. So we always have a great offer, which is when I'm speaking, I move the slides kind of quick because I see people trying to write them down or take pictures. So I just move the slides kind of quick, and I just say, hey, by the way, I know you guys are trying to take notes. Just text your name and email. I'll send all these slides over to you. Well, that also gets them into a very aggressive follow-up campaign. Again, that 8 to 12 times within 12 days. And so usually we don't deal with a gatekeeper because we have people come inbound because of our instant customer campaigns.
The Power Platform. And the Musselwhites, what do you guys got? How do you get past gatekeepers?
So like Mike, we normally have folks coming to us, and like I said, all referrals. But I actually look at the gatekeeper as someone I strategically want to go after. I want them to be an advocate for me. I want to be able to talk to them to find out what mood is the business owner in, what does he or she hear that wouldn't necessarily be common knowledge. And then initially, all the emails or all the correspondence we send or even phone calls, I'm making sure that it lands in their email, on their desk. Because if I have them as an advocate, I've got someone on the inside now too, and it's just very helpful.
I was going to say chocolate and Starbucks. That always works.
I once went on a sales call with somebody, and we went to the back, and he opened up the back of his car, and there was a box marked Gatekeepers. And he opened it up, and it was chocolates, and it was gift cards, it was small wads of cash. No. Being strategic about the gatekeepers. Any of you fear gatekeepers now?
No.
Cool. Awesome. What techniques do you use to set appointments? And give us some specifics. Is it video, is it email, is it call? What do you guys do?
We typically have already spoke with the person in charge, the owner or the CEO, but what we do is we have a hidden page on our website, and it's a questionnaire. So it's like a pre-qualifying questionnaire. It has specific questions regarding what they'd like to accomplish in this meeting. It also talks about budget, so we can get a feel for what we're going to present to them, because now we are actually presenting a quote or the information on the spot to them, but we found that has been extremely helpful. They think, in their eyes, we're very organized. We want to make sure that we respect their time, so they really like it.
Cool.
And just to add on that, the importance of doing that is it already pre-frames the conversation. I want to get them involved before we even show up as to what we're going to be talking about. I want to refamiliarize them with their numbers, where their pain's at, what they're having trouble with. And then it also, I think Mike talked about it. I've got that thing to just address. Oh no, it was Mike Koenigs when he said, if on a scale of 1 to 10, what makes this an 11? Well, we come in with that 11 and just wait for them to open up, and we can keep going.
How many questions in the form?
We just changed it. It was 10 initially. I think we added 3 or 4 more, and it was the changes we made was to change the amount on the dollars that they want to commit to working in their marketing budget. But it just gives us it's a platform. It's a way to engage and get them to open up and tell us what we need to basically go back in and tell them.
Awesome. And do you find any reluctance to 13 questions?
No, not at all. We often set it up saying we'll be there for 30 minutes unless you have questions. And if you know me, typically it's a lot longer than 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours. And they're fine. They keep going.
Awesome. Mike, how do you set them up?
Well, because we have a lot of inbound, I don't ever talk to anybody right away. They go to an assistant. We've really tried to position me as hard to get to. So what happens is my assistant sets a 15-minute phone meeting, and the conversation says, hey, Mike's very busy. He never meets with anybody in person on the first meeting. He'll meet with you for 15 minutes to make sure you qualify. If that goes well, then he'll schedule a meeting. So we schedule a 15-minute phone appointment. I jump on the phone with them, ask them some qualifying questions, much like, their form. What are your budget? What are your goals? Who are you working with? Those types of things. And at that point, then I'll set a meeting, because what I realized is my in-person meetings are my most valuable. It's my most valuable time. It's also the most expensive because it's tied to my personal time. So by pre-qualifying with a 15-minute phone call, I'm staying in my office. I've positioned myself. They've already had to set a meeting with me to get to me. And now they're like, well, I want to talk to him. So it just positions me different. So that's how we do it.
So qualifying questions for both of you, one of you automated, one of you strategically positioned in a 15-minute gig.
So I'm going to stick to the phone method because that's what I've been talking about. We do networking events and other things as well. But when we're contacting the business owners on the phone, what we'll do is offer to pull an analysis on their business, show them how they stand online, where they rank online. Not necessarily the ranking, but how their business shows up online, if they're on the local directories, that sort of thing. And we'll also offer a free website analysis, which the tool we use for that is called WooRank, and WooRank actually lets you white label the report, and it's a great report. It shows every aspect about their business. It's pretty easy to understand. So we'll offer those reports as something we'll go over with them on the appointment, okay?
WURANK.com?
WOORANK.
Somebody write that down and email that to me, would you? Keep going.
So what we'll do immediately after we've set that appointment is we'll send an email that just says, hey, it was great meeting with you on the phone. Thanks for your time. We're looking forward to our meeting at such and such time and date. And then we'll send another confirmation email the day of the appointment to remind them, hey, we're having an appointment today at 2 o'clock. And give them an opportunity if they have any questions or anything else they'd like to go over with us ahead of time, or anything they'd like to talk about. And then we make the appointment.
Brian.
Great. My very first client did me a huge favor, and he said to me, I don't understand any of this that you're talking about. Could you make a roadmap for me? And my philosophy is if it's worth doing once, it's worth recording. So I did a series of videos explaining to him what the roadmap would be of what we're going to do together, or what I anticipated. It turns out that now that has become my offer on my front page of my website. So when people want to meet, or where we've been setting up meetings, what I've actually done is I said, I want you to watch my videos first, and then we'll set up a meeting. And it pre-educates them as to what it is that we do, what we offer, and those kinds of things. And that gets to them all on autoresponder, so they get that series of videos ahead of time. It's a little bit different take on what you're doing, but for me it's a qualifying thing. And if they come out of that series, it's a foregone conclusion, it's a done deal. And so that's really worked well. Basically setting up meetings is just, let's get our calendars together. And what the videos did for me is raise the value and importance of what we do in relationship to what they're trying to accomplish.
One of the questions on the list here was about breaking the ice. Do you find, any of you, that you have to break the ice, you have to show them what you've got's powerful, or everybody so hungry for this industry now that you don't have to worry about that?
One of my advantages, I think, coming into Instant Customer was I already own 2 other businesses. And so I have a great deal of empathy for people that own businesses, and we start just talking business. And then it's very easy to start to say, you know what, let me share some things that have worked for us. And I intentionally took Instant Customer into my other 2 businesses to raise those businesses. And then I said, you know what, this has been working for us. Let me show you what's going on here. And that just kind of dominoed into a whole series of referrals and Chamber of Commerce meetings and all those kinds of things.
Very cool. Chris, breaking the ice, necessary? How do you do it?
Yeah, it's definitely necessary. I think that the best way to break the ice, really, for me, anyways, is to just to get them talking about their business. Ask a lot of questions, and just get them rolling, and really listen to the business owner and what they're saying. Because if you really listen to what they're saying, you'll have more questions that'll just come out naturally. And let them talk. Let them just talk as much as they want, and gather all that information in. Then when you meet with them again, or if needed, or in the future, you have something to talk about. You know, a lot of times the conversation will spin off from the business into, like my kids play football. You know, I met with an attorney a couple weeks ago, and we spent 30 minutes talking about football before we even talked about what we're going to do for his marketing. And, you know, he's ready to go. You know, we really didn't even talk about it that much.
Awesome.
So
Mike, breaking the ice?
because we have the instant customer campaign set up, a lot of times they already, we've talked to them, so they feel like they've had a conversation with us. So that really helps break the ice. And then when they come in, we ask consultative questions. And so we start asking, like, what's a customer worth to you? Things like that we feel they should know that most of the time they don't. And so our breaking the ice is really just using, questions to ask and learn more about their business.
Now, the question that everybody in the audience wants to know about you, Mike, have you ever pulled somebody from a flaming car and sold them internet marketing services, or?
No.
No, okay.
Look,
All right.
we have ethics.
Okay.
Have I thought about it? I won't answer that.
Did you notice how he said our receptionist says, Mike's very busy right now saving lives, pulling people from burning buildings, breaking the ice.
So first off, I'll tell you what Mike Lemoyne just said is absolutely huge, and I would encourage all of you to write it down and take it back. And it's asking your prospect, do they know the value of their client? When we added that, thank you, by the way, because that was just huge. When we added that to our list of questions, it really opens them up because they understand that you're focused on their client and not just trying to get into their pocketbook. In addition, I'm an online stalker, so I make sure I do I call it due diligence and surveillance. But I want to know what they're into, what are their interests, what are they doing, and another great one is to know who their competition is. So when we sit down, I've already done some homework and I know who their competition is, and I just get them to confirm that that's the folks that they run into, and we point out the things that they are doing either wrong or good. And we spin both of it as a way to help them to improve and leapfrog over them.
Yeah, I agree with Charles. We do that. And then what we've been finding is after we're done speaking, a lot of people will come up because the ice was already broken. So we've, trained or taught or whatever the case may be, and they feel more comfortable. But when we definitely sit down and talk with someone, that's what we do.
Awesome. This good for you guys so far? Good. Okay. So you've broken the ice. You've done your stalking or your due diligence. They're now breathing again in Mike's case. What are the introductory packages? What is the foot in the door offerings that you bring to the table?
Well, we started out a few years ago just trying to do whatever we could to get, our foot in the door or just to get a client. So we were doing the $99 special just to get them in. Now, what we tried to do, and it's not that it's introductory special or anything like that, but we try to educate them and give them takeaways in our meeting that they can actually go and do themselves. So we educate them, we give them the tools, we tell them where to go, what to do, and then, they normally come back just pulling their hair out. But that's, we don't offer any, low-level packages anymore just because we've been doing a lot of consulting, so it's been a little different.
Are $99 introductory packages a first step strategy, or is that something that you just have everybody just go for the $25,000 ones immediately?
No. Well, we tried that once too. That didn't work. Okay. So I would definitely say you want to build your funnel. So you want to start out with something small. I know there's some people that do like $1 a month, or $1 for the first month, and then it ramps up. But I would definitely say to start small, but also let them know through the whole time you're educating them on your other products and services. Let them know something that we still do is that we're starting here, and at the appropriate time we're going to introduce to you the next steps, which is going to be an additional cost, of course.
Okay. Charles, introductory?
So when we got started, we were extremely hungry, literally and figuratively. Needed to pay some bills and get some things done. I remember all the $97, and it was just a point to get in. It even got to a point for us where we just wanted to go out and serve with the kind of an attitude of, I'll give something first. I want them to see and understand the value that we add, and then it just made it easier for folks to want to engage at a higher level. So I would encourage you again, if you don't have the business, go out and just do something. be careful with doing it for free. But if you're going to like work with a nonprofit, for instance, lots of times nonprofits will attract local dignitaries, the mayor, the police, other business owners. And if I want to get next to them and at least expose our work to them and what we can do for them, that's a great way to do it. And when they're standing in the limelight, you're actually kind of standing there along with them, and other doors open up too.
Well, what we've done in Albuquerque is we've built a very large platform. I talked to you guys before about some of our introductory products, but we have the largest Facebook page in the state. We have the largest events website in Albuquerque, and so we've built ourselves a platform. So our introductory offer is they can come in for $97 a month and be put in front of the audience that we've built. So we have people coming to us, and then for an additional $400, we'll shoot a little video for them. So that's really our major introductory package. And one of the things we've started doing is sending a physical newsletter now, not an email thing, but just a physical newsletter. So we're in front of them every month in a different way with good information. And so once we've got our foot in the door, we use that newsletter to be able to bring them in and teach them about new products and services. And what we found is that we're able to, again, stand out because they get something in their hands in the mail that's valuable with our marketing all over it.
The microphones are supposed to be working now, so I don't know if we need to pass the mic anymore, but let's give that a try here.
Can I keep it for this one?
Sure.
All right. I want it.
It looks good on you.
So as far as introductory packages, I started out doing that. I would offer, local search or doing their Google Places page or something along those lines. But really, to build their business, you need to help them with video and social media and all those things, and lead capture and automation and things that will keep customers coming back to them. So what we started doing is we actually broke our program into 3 different pricing packages.
Ice cream cone on the mic, good.
I was confused. I don't know which one to use. So we broke them into 3 different packages, and we got really creative with the names. There's silver, bronze, and gold. Okay, so wow. Yeah, so for a minute there, I was getting hung up with trying to come up with something creative for those packages, but we ended up on the silver, bronze, and gold. So anyways, with the introductory package, we include 1 video, and we always ask them as well, do you have any videos for your business? What social media channels do you already have? Do you have Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+? And then we offer kind of an introductory package in the sense that it's a lower level on local search, the amount of work we're going to do. We're going to set up their pages for their social media channels, and then we're going to do at least 1 video for them. And if they have any videos they've already shot for their business, we'll optimize those videos as well and distribute them. And that's what's been working for us, and we share with them all the packages, but typically they start out with the bronze package.
Beautiful. Right? Ice cream cone again.
Yes. You just triggered something that I did that was incredibly effective. One of the things I decided to do if I was going to build my business was actually to create another YouTube channel. I have about 6 YouTube channels right now, but one of the ones that I created was a community events YouTube channel. And we live in an area called Cowichan Valley, and it's a very community-oriented place. And there's tons of stuff going on all the time. So I just take my camera with me wherever I go, and I'm filming everything, and I put up little 2-minute things up on YouTube.
Okay, hold on for a second. Who lives in a community? Raise your hand. The rest of you live where? Keep going, Brian. Good stuff.
So what started to happen, quite frankly, is people are wondering, what are you doing? And we were part of a garden club, which is weird, but my wife likes it. But they had a fundraiser and a big community event, so I'm there filming the event, put that up on YouTube. Then the garden club raised this money to donate it to a food bank. So I went to the presentation of the check to the food bank and filmed that and put that up. Well, funnily enough, it had 30 sponsors, corporate sponsors that were part of that fundraising event, and I was able to get all the names of all the corporate sponsors and send them and name them at the end of the video and send them each a link so that they could see that they had participated in the sponsorship. Awesome. As I was driving home from the garden club thing, I noticed this grand opening of something happening in a parking lot. And I got my camera and I'm going to video this. And I go in there and there's barbecue and there's music and there's people milling around and there's lots of excitement. And I go and I put together a 2-3 minute video for this company on a Saturday. I got it up on YouTube by Tuesday. They had already several hundred hits on this video.
and they didn't know who did it. And I walked in there and I introduced myself. And they fell in love with me. And literally within a week, I had a $5,000 check from them to do their marketing. So you just be aware and start giving stuff away. And to me, giving away was, I'll come video your thing. And now I'm invited all over the place. I just did a wine and cheese kind of thing for some of the top level people in our area. And they wanted me to come and video this. So I'm just rubbing shoulders with all these people. And they know what I'm doing just by watching me. And then that's been a great thing for just breaking ice, building community, offering something for free without getting into, I've never had to do then a low-end offer. I've never had to, quite frankly, I just have never done a 97 or anything like that. It's, I'm here to present something pretty significant. But that first thing is I just gave it away for free just by having that camera with me all the time. I have it with me right now. And
I'm going to ask, what kind of camera is it?
It's the Canon with the remote mic slot that I saw you guys recommending, and I got the wireless microphone that you recommended. Okay. And
but $500-ish. We're not talking a major investment.
Well, it's come down a lot.
Right. With the mic.
With the mic and everything.
Canadian.
But I'll tell you what, that has been the best thing. You got to keep that in mind because you'll actually need more American dollars to buy Canadian dollars now.
Okay. All right. So I could break out the Canada jokes if you want. Brian, so Brian and everybody, to this point we've talked websites and we've talked, texts and we've talked YouTube videos, all these virtual things. Have you broken into the physical? Have you done physical mail or postcards or anything out of the virtual in the acquisition of customers?
No.
There we go. No, really. Keep going.
No, really. Other than just walking in and saying hi.
Who can walk? Who can say hi? Who needs hi translated into English? He's Canadian. It's a joke. All right, Mike.
Hi.
Chris.
Well, one of the things that we've been doing is actually going through all the magazines and publications, Yellow Pages, that sort of thing, and clipping out the ads for the businesses that are advertising there. And we've actually had my business partner's mother-in-law doing those clippings and putting them in the envelopes, and she actually databases the website and the business information so that we can follow up with them later. And we pick them up from her and send them out. So this is actually part of today's package that's going out. So
awesome. So physical mail, Mike.
So we do three things. Number one is the newsletters that we do every single month. Number two is we're working now where we have a big postcard and we'll put like 6 businesses on the front and then our business on the back. And by putting their business on the front using Instant Customer, we're going to about 20,000 residents with every door direct mail. I send out a book. I have a book. And so when I meet a high value client, we use FedEx and we'll FedEx them a book or priority mail from the Postal Service. And then the other thing we do is every time we do a proposal, we do either FedEx or priority mail. And we do all those things because all of our competition uses email. And everybody's cluttered in their email, right? And so we talked about getting through the gatekeeper. So when the gatekeeper gets a FedEx envelope or a priority mail envelope, it goes straight to the owner. And so what that shows from us is, wow, these guys care. This must be important. And so that's how we use direct mail.
Awesome.
Wow. So but this is working.
No, is that a trick?
Theory.
We're big Glazer Kennedy folks, so the lumpy mail 4-line letter works well, and I think anytime that you can differentiate yourself, you need to take it. And like Mike says, right now, email, everyone's doing it, and stuff gets lost. People don't even want to look at it, but if I can send something that's novel to them, even though letter would seem like it's not novel, but it is, it's a way to grab attention, and you'd be surprised at what the return on a 43-cent stamp can be.
Let me see if mine works.
Hers works,
oh,
yeah. They like her.
Me.
Yeah.
Well, definitely what Charles said, but what we found, I'm going to take a little spin on it, is what we've been doing once we do get a client is we handwrite a thank you note to them. Even after we meet with them the first time. And once you meet with someone, you write a thank you note for the first meeting, blows them away because they're used to getting the email saying it was great meeting with you, but then it keeps them in the loop, and then we put them, of course, in our online sequence because we do a lot of stuff online. But just that personal touch has been very beneficial for us.
Awesome. So we got a few minutes left. What I want to do is just ask each of you for practical, simple advice recommending to a newbie who's just starting out, trying to get past the first sale, first dollar. What would you tell anybody in that position?
Get out. I mean, get out there.
Get out!
Yes, get out. Go out there now. There's people in the lobby. No, but get out to networking events. Anything that not necessarily interests you, but where you think that your clients are going to be where they're at, and start networking. That worked for us, and I mean, you have to get out there and shake the hands and kiss the babies and not just be online all the time.
I've got to champion what Brian said. If you carry a camera with you everywhere you go, you'd be surprised. Folks love to see themselves. Trade shows, networking events, whatever it is, you blast off a couple 50 pictures, and you tell everyone that's there, hey, look, I'm going to post this on Facebook later, so make sure you visit my page and tag yourself and share it with your friends. Just have fun with it. That was a line that I rehearsed, and it just came out automatically. People just would flock to it because they wanted to see it, and they would share it with their friends. And every time they did that, guess who they saw? They saw us.
I would say confidence and enthusiasm. Jordan Belford talks about, are you sharp as a tack, enthusiastic as hell, and an expert in your field. And I think the enthusiasm part with confidence is contagious. When you're confident, people don't question if you're the expert. They just believe you are. And so when you're confident and enthusiastic in talking to people and showing them how you can help them, that's contagious, and that will attract a lot of business.
You guys are going to hear a lot of great strategies. Is this on? No? Just talking loud. You guys are going to hear a lot of great strategies this weekend, and a lot of ways to get. We've been talking about today, getting your foot in the door and how to attract clients and that sort of thing. And what I could just say is that pick the ones that you really feel comfortable with and that you like, and stick with it. Stick with it for a while. Don't just do it for a week and then oh, that didn't work, and give up on it. Everything takes time and persistence. So just pick the ones that you enjoy or that you like and you think is going to work for you, and just ride through it. Do it for a month or two before you give up on it and try something else or change your strategy.
I'm in the education business, and one of the pitfalls of education is that we think the acquisition of knowledge leads to results. Action leads to results.
Nice.
And it's massive action. You will learn by doing far more than you'll learn by now, I have a confession to make. I have not got through the big box yet. And I haven't watched everything on the site yet.
What? Get away!
I just started doing the first things that I saw to do, and I've been so busy with that, I really haven't got to even section 9 and or 8 and 9. And,
sure.
I will get to
right.
that.
Okay.
But take action on what you know, and don't worry about what you don't know. I guess that's what I would say.
You've heard it here, foot in the door strategies. Take action, go to events, grab a camera, send them something. Look at the gatekeepers, the human being that they are, and just plan strategically accordingly, and you're gonna do really, really well. This team has seen great success and great results, and they're awesome, but at the very exact same time, they are absolutely just like you. So this weekend, please reach out to them, offer to buy them a drink at tonight's get-together or whatever it is, but you got a lot to learn from them, you got a lot to learn from each other. I'll give it up one more time for the panel.